What is the starseed name about sound cosmic codes? What is the starseed name? Every object around us, wherever we focus, has a sound code. What is the sound code? It is a reflection in our focus dynamics of some qualities, some signs that this effect possesses in the manifestation point of this form of self-consciousness. As manifestation of the affecting object, whether it's the sound, music, something else, so, and the manifestation point of the recipient, that is on to whom this influence is carried out, by whom it is not initiated, but is realized. Sound codes are typical for this type, this dimension, diapason, and for this type of vervuljardnost, because we form sound combinations with specifics that are typical for our ideal quality synthesis scheme. These waves, these sound codes, are implemented into our focus dynamics on the verge of photons. That is on the verge between such conditions where these sovereign forms are able to be realized in the form of wave configurations, and on the verge of flex forms. And it is very important to understand that we are talking about Illumic Bulverjardnos type and synthesis scheme of all love, all wisdom, all will, all intelligence, plus all unity, without the transgression in different protoformic directions that are on the border with possibilities of transition to other forms of self-consciousness of protoforms. Otherwise, if this was not the case, if it was not the pure reflection of exactly Illumic Bulverjardnos type, then we would not ever be able to join Buddhic analogues of these wave vibrations, which are exactly available to our perception system, our subconscious, through a supraconscious, through the superconscious, exactly according to the scheme, dual quality, triple quality, quad quality, etc., until Buddhic level, that is 12 to 14 dimensionality of space-time. It is the boundary between tertiary and secondary energy plasma. So the sound code here means clear, in fact, for this realization type, reflection of such Illumic self-consciousness form, which is being projected from flex levels into wave levels. And in fact, it is not distorted because it is projected according to Illumic type of focus dynamics. Therefore, focusing on these sound codes of own names, I call them starseed names, because they characterize sufficiently high degree sovereign forms generation. That is, the starseed name allows you to reach such configurations with time clearly, for which is typical the state of creative cosmic potentiality. We can say that. With this state, you start the next stage of your refocusings, go to flex modes of existence, where these cosmic sound codes are transformed, changed to its more amplitive analogues, Flax analogues that are no longer the wave ones are not sound-based, not light-based, have no relations to such relations, and such focus ethereal interrelations that are typical for us here in this type of existence. When the next stage will end, and you'll find out your illuvmic configuration will become known to you, and you will approach the next state, creative space solidarity, then you will change these codes to viols, analogs, and so on. Here is such information. I do not know whether will suit those of you who will be telling about the real reason for obtaining your codes. Your names and the desire to inner correspondence with its higher quality, because they are like beacons, like a fairway that is positioned on the edge of our dimension, diapason, and which you should aspire to, which for you, in fact, correspond to what I call in my songs as home with a capital letter, the state of creative cosmic potentiality, where you realize yourselves as creators, creators of next more qualitative illuvmic states. Is it more about the meaning? It's not a meaning, it is the nature. How is it received? Is there a process? There is. I used to receive, rather identified and obtained lists by myself. There was 20, 70, and some other amount. But in 2010, one day, there was an event, and I told about it. When during work on the computer, there suddenly formed a space. Rather has formed a new empty file, which began to show a bunch of letters, one after another. A huge file, and my computer hung. I tried this and that. Knocked on it, I thought, what are these letters? What has happened? And later, it was over. The processor no longer squeaked or squealed, and the cursor was placed at a certain distance of all this huge list. I tried to press and got the cursor moved. Press not the enter button, but the space bar, and the cursor has stopped and appeared something quite digestible. Jumped there and immediately jumped over. Not the cursor jumped, but some letters moved to one, and the cursor jumped to some other distance. I again pressed the space bar, and again, and so appeared more than 140,000 names. Then I thought, enter button moved it down. And as soon as I finished it, the monstrous thunderstorm was over, and everything became calm, clear. I came out and said to guys, you know, I got new names. Everyone was so inspired, and I myself had this happening to me for the first time. In principle, I now, in order to determine the name, have to, while using the same scheme, but firstly, I can throw onto the cross if this person's name is in the list or not. If it is, then I firstly, for identification, have to use the emerald, but better the emerald blue aura that this person can produce. Not always. You can do that because of your depravity, due to the fact that even the new songs sometimes do not help you to reach heart levels, meaning 2 to 3 levels of Iglelia and Oractor, and then by remembering, by photographing this configuration, I open the file and start to move through this file, and when there is a kind of such inner state, such shivers on my skin, then I stop. It means that in this list of names that are on that page, there is one that and I start to check each name with these vibrations, and there is one that clearly fits. The rest do not. The rest clearly don't fit. I go back a few times, check if there is resonance or no. There is. And again, because it is very important not to make mistakes, but frankly, it is also possible in another way, to throw onto the cross, if there is a name or no. What is the first letter? A? No. B? No. O? Yes, there is O. You open the letter O and start going through it. And when this feeling will happen, and also possibly to literally each one, if a person is not able to reach it, then each name will throw onto the cross. This? No. This? No. This? No. Oh, this one. Further. No. Again go back and throw onto the cross. Yes or no. This is the name that corresponds with the person. I keep the image of it. Yes, that is all. 100%. If it show 90-something%, then I do not take that name into account. That is, there must be 100% match. It happened twice, 93% and 91%. How to explain this, I do not know. Why such a percentage? But there also was 100% match. And besides them, it happened 2 times, 91% and 93%.